Jai Shri Krishna. So today is Friday, happy Friday, and moon is in Magha Nakshatra, which is the nakshatra associated with Pitros. And we also know that moon has crossed the Gandanta point, Cancer, Ashlesha Nakshatra, and it's also crossed the Magha Nakshatra Gandanta point. I'll definitely do a video soon on Gandanta as well. Watch out for the video. All right, okay. Today I'm going to be talking something very interesting, which was in my to-do list, followed by the nakshatra video I had posted yesterday after on Ashlesha, and then I had posted about Rahu-Ketu aspects. So I had something in my to-do list, but I also had a very interesting comment from a person by name Sita Lakshmi Ramesh. Okay, so I'm going to also address that person's comments as well, because this was already in my to-do list. I was thinking of putting a part 2, but I realized I have to do it separately of Rahu-Ketu in terms of the Rashis. Yeah, okay. So here is the comment given by Sita Lakshmi Ramesh. Yeah, thank you for your comment, by the way. You explained very well about Rahu and Ketu. In Tamil Nadu, even today, they consider exalted position for Rahu is Scorpio. Okay, moon is debilitated in Scorpio. Okay, because that is where Rahu is. Okay, in North India rather, they say Taurus Rashi is treated as exalted. Okay, but they say Rahu during the Grahana period makes moon weak. Moon is exalted in Taurus and Rahu is also exalted in Taurus. Then how can moon become exalted when Rahu is exalted in Taurus? Okay. The Tamil Nadu astrologers say moon is debilitated in Scorpio, so Rahu is exalted in Scorpio. There is some logic in this statement, so please guide. So thank you for your question. Good question. A lot of people who wants to learn astrology will always get stumped with Rahu-Ketu. That is what my guru always told me. Mercury is another planet which can also stump as well. Yeah, so if you try to be smart, they'll be smarter than you. All right. Great question. So I'll address this. See, my guru said a couple of things at start when I was learning, and look at 2-3 things. Okay, this is the basic for the crux of what I'm going to share today. If you understand this piece, you'll understand everything in Rahu-Ketu. Do watch the video on what I had published on Rahu-Ketu aspects. That also will tell you something. Okay, so my guru says Hinduism and Vedas today is proven right only because of Rahu-Ketu. Okay, only because of Rahu-Ketu, Hinduism and Vedas are actually proven correct. They hold their fort. Okay, so without Rahu-Ketu, Hinduism and Vedas can be completely shaky. This is the fact. Okay, this is the fact. If I have to give a simple example, today we can prove, when an eclipse is going to happen as per the Panchang beautifully. Okay, we can prove it. Okay, Panchang itself, we'll come back later. Vakya Panchang, the Panchang. I'm going to do it separately. So don't ask anything about Panchang here. Okay, we can prove it, right? But we never had a telescope back then, because because they knew the Vedas, they knew all of this beautifully, right? Everything aligned. Look at the church back then, rejected about the eclipse and everything, right? Because they want to build one story. That's it. One story, right? So everything revolves around one story. It's not going to work that way. There's a child is born with one parent alone, no family members, no father, mother, etc. It doesn't happen. And nobody to help in the hospital. It doesn't happen. The chemistry elements of 120 in a periodic table of 120 plus, was it invented by one person? No, it was not. It was not. Even for you to be here, I to be here, we had a lineage of people to come before we came. Yeah? So then they want to say no lineage, kill the lineage, kill the idols, kill everything. But they will make idols of the deity, they will make stone of the deity. That is different. Okay, let's come back to the point. Okay, I don't want to deviate. So my guru told me the Vedas and the Shastras validity holds good because of Rahu-Ketu. So they become very important in a way. Okay, we know that. Number one, we speak about eclipse. I know you mentioned about eclipse. Eclipses, there are multiple eclipses. Okay, when I say multiple, I'll break down. Two eclipses: solar eclipse, lunar eclipse. Solar eclipse means sun and moon together, conjunct. Okay, sun and moon together. Lunar eclipse means sun and moon opposite to each other. Solar, sun and moon conjunct. Lunar means sun and moon opposite. Rahu-Ketu will join in both the cases. That is important because sun and moon is typically Amavasya, and sun and moon opposite to each other 180 degrees is Paurnima or Purnima. Okay, so Amavasya, Purnima. Now, when Rahu-Ketu joins sun and moon, right? Rahu or Ketu, either one will join. It's a solar eclipse. When Rahu-Ketu joins the sun and moon opposite to each other, it's lunar eclipse. There is a minute point here where people miss the point. Okay, when sun and moon is joined together, right, which is Amavasi. Now you have to see whether Rahu is joining or Ketu is joining. Either one will join. This is where the difference is. If Rahu is joining, it's a snake head with a poison. Okay? And see, sun is, you have to understand a little bit. Sun is the natural source of light. If there is no sun, all the other grahas, including Rahu-Ketu, won't be there. Sun is the truth for light. Okay? If moon is not there, not only the 27 nakshatras will be there, right? No living stuff will be there, like humans, animals, right? Birds, plants, insects, reproduction, nothing will be there. Okay? So think about like Paramatma, Jivatma kind of a concept, okay? You can't reproduce. Of course, we also know moon is not there, gravity is not there. We know that, gravity. But there are many more, right? Reproduction. So the sun and moon plays an important part. When you go and see in the grahas, in the temple, sun is in the center and all the other planets are there. The reason is because if sun doesn't exist, everything is gone. Okay? All right? Now, my point is sun is the source of light. Moon doesn't have light in a way. It absorbs, it does three things: absorbs, filters, and reflect. That is the moon's beautiful part. Absorb, filter, and reflect. Right? In a way, you see the Daksha curse happen for moon in a way. Okay? All right. Now, coming back, the most important thing, right? Sun and moon, Rahu sitting together, causing a solar eclipse, is different than sun and moon, Ketu sitting, even if it's in the same Rashi, like for like. The reason because Rahu is a north node, which is called Arohana, and the head, which has got a poison. So when it does the eclipse, it will be completely blue and completely dark and dull. When you go outside, you will see it will be pin drop silence. Birds, animals, plants, everything, it will be a pin drop silence. You cannot see anything when Rahu does it. The activity is dead. The only way to do it, observe it. Observe when Rahu eclipse is happening. It will happen, right? When December, January, the eclipse is going to come, right? December, January, the eclipse will definitely come because Rahu will be in Capricorn in January. So between January to February, you will see the eclipse, right? And watch for that solar eclipse. So watch wherever you are, watch it, you will learn it. See the stuff in the sky, you will understand. See the birds, animals. See just, a month before the same day of the eclipse, recorded how it is outside, and see on the day of the eclipse, you'll get your answer. Okay? Ketu doing it, there will still be light. There will still be some activity. It won't be a pin drop silent outside. Okay? All right. I'll do a separate video about this eclipse visibility and which parts, and that's what they say. I'll do a separate video. I'm not going to do it here, but I'll do a video on that also. All right. Okay, same thing when sun and moon are opposite. We'll have to see whether Rahu is capturing the sun or Ketu is capturing the sun. Okay, in a way, both are difficult. Rahu with sun or Ketu with sun is difficult. Ketu with sun, some light will come out, but the moon, the mind is the moon. I mean, Rahu with the moon is deadly. It's difficult. Okay, so in a way, even though I say Ketu is team A, Rahu is team B, but Ketu, even though it's team A, it's inimical to sun and moon. That's the point. It's because of the Jupiter energy here for Ketu. Okay, so this is where you have to understand a little bit. All right, now let's go to the crux of the story. Ketu is a fire planet like sun. Okay, like sun. Fire energy, fire, that is what you see. It doesn't have anything, but it is also said Sanivat Rahu Kujavat Ketu. In a way, Ketu is associated as a huge planet. Rahu is associated with the female planet, female. And you see that moon similarity there. That's it. Okay. Let's look at, we know that Rahu is a Bhoga Karaka. Ketu is a Moksha Karaka. Okay. They are shadow planets. What does a shadow planet mean? As per science, as per Vedic astrology, they are nodal points. They are mathematical points without physical bodies. They don't have a physical body. They're mathematical point. They're calculations, they're derivatives, but they exist. Okay, you have to watch the video about how I published a video about how Venus, right, Shukra helped Swarbanu to be a Deva, right? It was all Shukra's thing. So it was Shukra's guidance. Brahma's moon, Shukra's guidance, and Mohini is Mercury here, giving the so-called Amrit. Okay, so you also have to understand from a light perspective also, the light is an invisible spectrum. Ultraviolet, infrared. Ultraviolet for Rahu, infrared for Ketu. Invisible again. Not visible spectrum. The visible spectrum is Vibgyor. Technically speaking, this red, blue, they fall in the invisible spectrum. Okay, all right. Now you have to understand, right? A beautiful point is whenever sun and Rahu conjuncts, okay, moon has to be with the Ketu for the eclipse to happen. If moon is there, there's no eclipse. Okay, same thing, sun and Ketu also, right? Doesn't matter. Or on the contrary, as we speak right now, moon is conjoined with Ketu in Magha Nakshatra. Moon and Ketu are conjunct as we speak. Perfect timing. But there is no eclipse. Why? Because Rahu is not taking the sun. You see, Rahu is not taking the sun. That's why there's no eclipse. But Ketu and moon are conjunct. Sun, as we speak, is entered Gemini now. Yeah, but moon is conjunct with Ketu. There's no eclipse. Why? Because both of them have to happen. All right. Next, understand this. Okay. So the rule. So this is where also sun and moon are true points. Okay, they are true points. They're not mathematical, but they're true points. But and they go always forward motion, sun and moon. But Rahu Ketu always go ulta, in a way. They don't go forward. They always go ulta. And they're mathematical points, Rahu Ketu. But the question now is, are they true nodes or mean nodes? No, they are true. Even though they're shadow points, they go reverse, they're true because they follow the path of sun and moon exactly the opposite way. Okay, so now comes the question, a lot of astrologers also follow mean nodes, mean position. You don't need mean positions. They are true karma. Sun and moon. What is sun? Karaka, father. What is Rahu's Karaka? Father side. Okay, moon. What is Karaka of moon? Mother. What is moon's Rahu Ketu's Karaka? Mother side. You see, so they are like a true Node points, again, you should have your software settings for true points, not mean. Okay, all right. Now coming back, keep Earth aside for a minute. Coming back, you start from Mercury, Venus, Mars, Moon, whatever it is. You go the planets, okay? These are all made with something. Rocks, sand, water, mineral, ice, ether, air, anything you can think of, you can physically see the planets through a telescope or somehow. Can you see Rahu-Ketu? No. The only time you can see them is, in a way, the eclipse action is happening. That is what it is, right? This is the truth. Okay, all right. Now, how do they behave is the question. So Rahu is associated with team B. What does team B mean here? Team B will be all the ascendants, not the moon ascendant, which will be the Venus ascendants, both Taurus and Libra, Mercury ascendant, both Gemini and Virgo, and Saturn ascendant, Capricorn and Aquarius. Okay? All right. Second, what is team A? 2 Mars ascendants, Aries and Scorpio, 2 Jupiter ascendants, Sagittarius and Pisces, and then Cancer and Leo. Right? Okay? All right. So, in a way, if you see, Rahu, I have published a video about Naisarika Bala. Watch that video. You will understand which is the strongest planet. Rahu first, Ketu second, then only Sun. Rahu, Ketu, Sun. The way why again Rahu is coming back is, think about, there was a rule at least in Tamil Nadu a long time ago. I don't know if it is there now. If you live in a rental place for 20 or 30 years or something in a place, right, you have some kind of a ownership. There was this rule back then. I don't know about now. I'm talking 30, 40 years ago. Okay. So same thing, what it means is Rahu is like a tenant. The house owner can be anybody. Right now, Rahu is in Aquarius. Okay. But the house owner is Saturn. So now Rahu will act as a house owner. Now think about the same thing I explained about the rule in Tamil Nadu, India. House owner and tenant. So Rahu will act as Saturn now. Because of its ability to give results in multiple ways. That is one of the reasons Rahu and Ketu are the strongest. Just not one way. Because they don't hold connection to any houses in a way. Okay? They don't hold any. See, there is strong Rahu Nakshatra. See, Nakshatra means always moon. So Nakshatra side, if you see, right, Rahu's energy and Ketu's energy will all come in male Rashis. Okay, Rahu energy Ardra, Gemini, male Rashi. Rahu energy Swati Nakshatra, Libra, male Rashi. Rahu energy Satabhisha, Rahu Nakshatra energy Satabhisha, male Rashi, Aquarius. Ketu energy Ashwini Magha Mula, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, all male. This is also connected with lineage in a way. All right, that is one. Second thing, on top of other than Rahu, Ketu, this whole connection, right? If you understand one thing, that there is some energy of Rahu in Aquarius. Aquarius, because it's called Purush 11th house of gains. So Rahu energy comes. There is some energy associated with in Scorpio, which is of Ketu. Called Purush 8th house, which is of death, moksha, right? So you see the 8th and 11th, there is a Rahu Ketu energy. That's it. There is a very strong energy also in Virgo of Rahu, Virgo Rashi. That's it. Okay. Then you have nakshatra energies, which has got the Rahu Ketu also, like Uttara Bhadrapada, serpent energy, Ashlesha, very strong serpent energy. Right? It's not even a nakshatra of Rahu. It's a nakshatra of Mercury with moon Rashi in a way. But it's got the energy associated of Rahu, the serpent energy, plus Ketu also, because it's Ketu Janma Nakshatra in a way. So you see the differences clearly. Absolutely. Yeah. All right. Next is, so this is where the points come in, as I explained. All right. So because Rahu or Ketu's inability of, or I shouldn't say inability, they don't own a house, they don't own a Rashi, right? Because of the ability to mirror all the Rashis or mirror anything what they do, they have the ability to, act like a mirror, like a photocopy person, right? They'll act as a mirror. So in a way, if you see, Rahu will give results as follows, right? Rahu will give results of Rahu. And typically for team B, he will do good overall. Okay, but he'll also give within team B, he'll give result of Rahu. Yeah, okay. Rahu will act as the house owner also, right? The house owner becomes an important point here. Rahu will act as the Bhava owner. Okay, the Bhava, whatever Bhava is sitting, 10th, 11th, 12th, that also he'll give you. Rahu will give result of Rashi, whichever Rashi is sitting in now Kumbha, so he's going to give Kumbha Rashi result. Okay, of course, Rahu will give result of Saturn, the house owner of Kumbha, anyhow, right? Bhava, I mentioned, Rashi. Then what happens, he's going to give the results of the planets he's conjunct with. Okay, the planets is going to conjunct with, because he's going to absorb all that energy of that planet. Okay, he's going to give the result of also the planets that is aspecting him. He's going to give the results of the Navamsha is going to go, he's going to give the result of Nakshatra is sitting. In a way, right? Nakshatra comes in a way, the last thing. Okay, Nakshatra comes. All right, so you have to understand that also. Peace. Yeah, all right, okay. Now, there is a question about, this so-called classical text. What does it say about Rahu-Ketu, Moola Trikona, exaltation on? Okay, I'm looking at BPHS, Varahamihira, Jatakalangara, Chandrakavyam, and Bipin Bihari also, just to put a light to it. Okay, that will also summarize. Okay, so basically, right, before we go to the summary, here is what I want you to do. Ask any Cancer ascendant or a Leo ascendant person how their Rahu Mahadasa was, regardless of the Rahu position. They will weep through the eyes and nose. Why? Because of Sun and Moon. Even if you put Rahu in Taurus, right? Sita Lakshmi, Ramesh, the question you asked, even if Rahu is in Taurus, even if Rahu is in Scorpio, it will be bad. Cancer ascendant, Leo ascendant. Why? Because of Sun and Moon enmity. Okay? So again, if you see, that takes the precedence, Sun and Moon enmity. Okay? Ask any Gemini ascendant and Virgo ascendant, Rahu Dasa, right? They will tell you it was good. Again, it tells you that, the Mercury Rashi is here, Sun and Moon Mercury connection here with Rahu-Ketu, right? So instead of just thinking about ownership and everything, you'll have to see all the rules for Rahu, because you have to apply everything. Rahu and Ketu are anomalies. They hold the highest Mahadasa, 18 plus 7, 25, and they operate in the invisible spectrum. All right. So we look at classical text. BPHS, the modern books, what we read, not the original source. It says exaltation is Taurus, Own is Aquarius, and Gemini is Moola Trikona. It doesn't have a physical body. Rahu doesn't have a physical body. So how can you have exaltation on and Moola Trikona when there is no physical body, when it's not made out of anything? Okay? Right? Rahu and Ketu, same thing. But Rahu, it says Taurus. Now, is Parashara Rishi wrong? No. We are interpreting it wrong, or the translation is wrong, or we're not seeing the source, or somewhere that has gone wrong. I will never say Maharishi Parashara or any of the modern, the old age authors like Varahamihira. No, I don't have the right to say that. I'll never say they know so much. We are only decoding it. We are only understanding and interpreting it. Okay. Ketu. BPHS says exaltation is Scorpio, Own is Scorpio, Moola Trikona is Sagittarius. Okay, so here is, this is the latest version of BPHS what we are reading. We got to go dig the original version and the Sanskrit version and decode it from there. That is where you'll get your answer. Okay, Varahamihira. I'm also a big fan of Varahamihira, like Parashara Rishi. Varahamihira says Rahu, Ketu exaltation, nothing. No, he says. And he gives their notes, their mathematical eclipse points, exactly as I mentioned. No physical signs assigned. Okay, Varahamihira. Okay, Jataka Alankara says, that's the story, right? Ameda, Nandasura, Kanni, Aindadittal, Irkum, Karunagam. 5 places, black snake. Okay, Amera Nandasura Erdukanni, which means Aries. Rahu will do very well in Aries, Taurus, Cancer, Virgo, Capricorn. Aries, Taurus, Cancer, Virgo, Capricorn. I also say they will do well in a way in Sagittarius and Pisces. Rahu sits if Jupiter is some aspecting it. Yeah, Jupiter has to aspect that. Otherwise, they won't. They have to be an aspect over there. Okay, so 7 places Rahu does well. Okay. And then Jataka Alakara says definitely it acts entirely as a mirror to the house and conjunctions. This is what it says. Rahu acts as a mirror. Okay. Of course, Ketu will do very well in Virgo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. Of course, and then 2 Jupiter Rashis, Pisces and Sagittarius. So 7 plus 5, 12. Okay. The Jataka Alankara says it's a chameleon approach. They act entirely on depositor strength. So the strength of the depositor is important. The depositor should not be 6th, 8th, 12th to Rahu, where Rahu is sitting in the house. That is the most important thing. 6th, 8th, 12th. Okay. Between the 6th, 8th, 12th, the 6th and 8th is so difficult one. See, the depositor can be even 6th, 8th to the Lagna. That is fine. But to that Rashi where Rahu is sitting, that it should not be. It should be with strength. If it is to the Lagna, there will be initial struggle, but then it will change. But to Rahu, you should not be 6, 8, and 12. Remember this. And especially 6 and 8. Okay. The next, Chandrakavyam. Okay. Chandrakavyam speaks about Rahu exaltation and is Taurus, Mulatrikona is Gemini, Own is Aquarius, Ketu's exaltation is Scorpio, Mulatrikona is Sagittarius, and Own is Scorpio. It says very clearly Chandrakavyam, Sanivat Rahu, Saturn like, and Kujavat Ketu, Mars like. So it's following that thing, which I don't think I'll agree on that. My take. Okay. Bipin Bihari. Rahu's own house is Virgo, Rahu's Mulatrikona is Cancer. Ketu's exaltation is Pisces and Scorpio, and own house is Scorpio and Pisces again. So Rahu is more materialistic, Ketu is spiritualistic. That's what it says. Okay. So here is a summary I've given. So if you ask me, I would agree to Varaha Mira and as well as BPH's original text where one has to go and dig in Sanskrit if you want to get your answer. But in summary, Naisarika Bala, Rahu and Ketu are the strongest because the hidden answer is they don't own any house, they don't have any house connection. They don't. But they act as team A, team B planet in a way. Team A is Ketu, team B is Rahu. That is it. Because they don't have any house ownership. They are, think about a traveler, a nomad. Okay. When COVID came, you are not connected with anything and you have a nomad visa now and you can go and live in any country. You are flexible to move. But the minute you buy a house, you have a house, you own a house, you pay mortgage monthly, whatever it is, you have a house, you are committed. You just cannot leave your house and go anywhere you want to travel. Think about this simple example, which I thought I want to keep it at the last. The simple example is you own a house, you like I own this house, right? If I'm here, I just cannot move and leave this house because I'm restricted. There is winter comes, maintenance is there, water pipes. There's so many things to do, right? When you own a house, there'll be something happening, right? It's asset as well as a liability, if you ask me. That is why I always say owning one house is good. But when you own multiple houses, it becomes a liability. So if you own a house, you're connected with that house. But if I'm a nomad, I don't own any house. I keep on jumping place to place to place, and I act as though if I'm in this house for a month, I act as a house owner. That's it for a month. And I'll do what I want. That is what Rahu-Ketu is, if you understand. Think about a house owner and a nomad. Yeah, that will itself give you the crux of the answer. And if you see, many countries in Europe give something called a nomad visa today. Even Malaysia, Indonesia, they have also started giving. Thailand, etc. Nomad visa. NOMAD. Go and check it out. So Rahu-Ketu act like a nomad. Okay? Because they don't own any house. There is no exaltation, there is no Mulatrikona, there is no ownership. Of course, I acknowledged the energies, the nakshatra energies, the Rashi energies where they are there. I acknowledged it. That's it. But they don't own any house. Okay, they don't own. This is the most important thing. Rahu is the most powerful planet. In see my video in Naisarika Kabbalah, you will understand. And then Ketu and then Sun. And the ability to act as house owner, tenant, right, it has the ability to mirror itself, okay, like a chameleon. And it can give the results accordingly. Ketu doesn't give results as one way. There is a sequence what I have given. That is the order it's going to give. That is also the reason Rahu-Ketu should have benefic aspects, sit in a benefic Rashi. This is the most important thing. Benefic aspect, benefic Rashi. Yeah, so I hope this was helpful. I hope this answered the question. I will definitely do a video about this eclipse thing and the visibility of eclipse and locations. There is also misconceptions around it, which I will share. Okay, I hope this was helpful to answer the question, right? Understand the nomad part and the house owner part, you will connect the dot. Yeah. Om Rahave Namaha, Om Ketave Namaha, Om Pitrubhyo Namaha. Right? Jai Shri Krishna. Thank you, and I'll see you soon in another video.